Hi everyone! So welcome to this video. On this video, we are going to present about lexical problem in translation. This video to fulfill our group assignment for translating and interpreting courses taught by Miss Elisna Huan. Before that, let me introduce our members of group. So the first is Saron Pinsani France, that's me as a moderator. The second is Aryo Malelak. The third is Tesaloniko Lingu. The fourth is Filippo Latuperisa. The fifth is Helven Uli. The sixth is Nofriendly Ufi. And the seventh is Monica Mano. Now we move to the list of the content. So the first is introduction will be presented by me, and the second is definition will be presented by Aryo, and the third is different noun translation will be presented by Tessa, and the fourth is different adjective translation will be presented by Filippo. The fifth is lexical problem in translating English into Indonesian will be presented by Helven, and the sixth is lexical problem in translating from Indonesian into English will be presented by Nofriend, and the seventh is conclusion will be delivered by Monica. Okay, in the process of studying English as a second language, translation is a difficult task. Santi 2017 said that the vocabulary problem was the crucial problems in the translation process, which consists of single words and extensive vocabulary, the synthetic problem of omitting noun phrase, and a cultural problem consisting of social cultural specific word or phrase or proverbs. Okay guys, that's all of our presentation today about the lexical problem in translation. Thank you!
So first off, before we move on to the complex matters, let's first talk about the definitions. Okay, starting off, we are going to talk about the definition of lexical meanings. So lexical meanings, according to Chair in 2012, are the meanings associated with morphemes and words. Lexical meanings are actual meanings that are in agreement with our sensory observation results or meaning as they are, while contextual meanings revert to the meanings of a lexeme or words that are in one relation. Second one is the definition of problem. Problems are often seen as tasks, situation, or people that are difficult to manage or control due to their complexity and lack of transparency. In common usage, a problem is a question proposed to be solved, tested, or asked to be proven. So, combining the definition of lexical meanings and problem, it can be concluded that lexical problems is entirely related to issues that arise from the use of words. Lexical problems in translation revert to difficulties that arise when translating words or phrases from one language to another due to differences in vocabulary, idiomatic expressions, and cultural nuances.
Okay guys, and now I will explain about different noun translation. In English, some nouns simply don't have direct meaning in another language. Translation process requires direct context comprehension of the TL in order to gain maximal understanding. These differences usually occur because the SL or TL have limited vocabulary. As an example, wine, anggur in Indonesian, which should be translated as the drink form of grape, but can also be misunderstood as anggur in form of fruit. And rice, that has three meanings in Bahasa Indonesia, padi, beras, and nasi. And next, noun translation differences can also be crucial because of cultural differences, including social norms, beliefs, values, and attitudes. As an example, when saying Menara Songket merupakan sebuah menara Padang yang menyajikan indahnya panorama kawasan seribu rumah gadang, the translation would only cover Menara Padang as tower building and menyajikan as gifts. The same problem occurs when a translator is giving process with phenomenon which does not occur in the audience place of origin. As another example, white as snow, which is used to indicate that something or someone is clean, beautiful, or kind-hearted, should be hard to be understood by people living in non-snowing countries and can better be replaced with white as cotton.
So, moving on to the second branch of general problems that occur in translation and interpreting process, we have different adjective translation. So, starting off, adjectives are used to complement and describe the nature of nouns in various languages. However, in the translation process, not all adjectives from source language have the exact meaning in the translated language, and vice versa. The use of proper adjectives and paraphrasing to find the closest meaning of adjectives with limited meanings are considered effective in solving this problem. So, some adjectives that lack exact meaning in some translated language include jazzy, meaning resembling or in the style of jazz, jokey, meaning not serious, teasing, or humorous, jilted, meaning suddenly reject or abandon, or jayus, an Indonesian slang that means a joke so poorly told and so unfunny. However, there are actually some alternatives, there are actually some ways that a translator can use to describe these hard to describe words. These alternatives make it easier for other people to understand the context that it is being told or discussed in English and vice versa. As an example, if a translator wants to translate the main is jokey, they could say dia suka bercanda in Indonesian, which translates to the man likes to joke, having a similar meaning to the original adjectives. And also, jayus that is often used in apa sih jayus banget can be translated to your joke is so unfunny, clarifying that jayus is actually used to describe the joke and not the person telling it. This is important because some translators do not know how to describe some words that do not have the exact meaning in the translated language. That is why these alternatives are considered important in the process of translating and interpreting.
Okay, now the specific problems. A. Lexical problems in translating English into Indonesian. In English, a single word can have multiple meanings. Because of this, translators, especially novices, often struggle to select the appropriate Indonesian translation of an English word for a given situation. Here's the examples for you guys. A. No friend is wearing glasses. No friend memakai kacamata. B. My son has broken a glass. Anak saya memecahkan gelas. And C. The door is made of glass. Pintu itu terbuat dari kaca. As you can see right here, guys, here's two types of words in English, glass and glasses, but in Indonesia it has three different meanings. First, glasses, but in Indonesia it is kacamata. The second, glass, in Indonesia it is glass, and the third, still glass, but in Indonesia it is kaca. The second examples, film. We are watching a film. Kami sedang menonton film. B. Cover the food with a piece of plastic film. Tutup makanannya dengan plastic film. Here's one word in English, but in Indonesia it have two different meanings, film and plastic film. Okay, now the lexical transfer of individual words. Without considering whether the translation makes sense in target language or TL, the translator search up the Indonesian translation of an English word in a bilingual dictionary before translating it immediately. Here's the examples for you guys. First, I am feeling under the weather. In lexical trans, saya merasa di bawah cuaca, but in contextual translation, saya sedang tidak enak badan. The second, both money and love are important. In lexical translation, kedua-duanya uang dan cinta penting, but in contextual translation, baik uang maupun cinta penting. So guys, Sometimes translating one language into another language is not just translating. There are some sentences that must be understood in context in order to make sense and be accepted.
The next is lexical problem in translating from Indonesian into English. The first problem is confusing words. Translators often have problems with confusing words. Does a word have similar meaning but cannot be used in every sentence as their contextual difference? There's some example. The first one is the word lend and borrow. In bahasa we say, bolehkah saya meminjam kamusmu? And the translation is, can I borrow your dictionary? So this context we use the word borrow. We didn't use the word lend. The second one is make, do, and work. In bahasa we say, saya sudah mengerjakan pekerjaan rumah saya. The translation is, I have done my homework. So we use the word done as the so the next one is the word accept and receive. In bahasa we say, saya menerima pendapatmu, and in English we say, I accept your idea. So actually the word accept and receive have the similar meaning, but in this context we can't use the word receive, so we use the word accept. Okay, so the next problems here is the transfer of individual words. Translators, or especially those who are new to the language, often interpret terms or idiomatic expression that they do not fully understand because of it. The example is the word ketuhanan yang Maha Esa. The translation is the only single God, but it's better to use the sentence believe in God. The next example is saya akan memakai baju ini. The translation is I will use this shirt, but it will be better if we use I will wear this shirt. And the last one is saya ingin buang air, and the translation is I want to throw water. But in this context it doesn't mean like that. It should be I want to go to the toilet.
So guys, basically in conclusion, the process of translating from one language to another, especially from Indonesian to English, present a myriad of challenges. These challenges range from lexical difficulties to cultural nuances and syntactic differences. Firstly, lexical problems, which encompass issues related to vocabulary, idiomatic expression, and cultural nuances, are among the most significant hurdles in translation. General problems, such as differences in noun and adjective translation, highlight the complexity of linguistic and cultural disparities between languages. These differences can lead to understanding or in misunderstanding and inaccuracies in translation if not carefully addressed. Lastly, specific problems, including lexical transfer and confusing words, further underscore the challenges faced by translators. The need for contextual understanding becomes evident as translators grapple with selecting appropriate translations and interpreting idiomatic expression accurately.
So our group have provided some exercises to be done, and the purpose of these exercises is not just to make sure that you have fully understood our matters, but also it helps us to illustrate the problems regarding lexical problems that are commonly found during the translation process. And lastly, we hope that the information that we have emphasized before is informative and relevant to the reality in translation. Thank you.